Nate the Neurologist from New Mexico. Dad, why is Grandpa forgetting my name? He used to remember me very well. Grandpa has Alzheimer's, son. His memory will not become better. What is Alzheimer's, Dad? It is the name of a brain disease, son. Some people develop it in old age, and it affects their memory. They start forgetting things, people, and places. But why, Dad? Our brain holds our memories, emotions, and thoughts, son. It has billions of neurons. Neurons are cells like many other cells in our bodies, however they have a special purpose of sending and receiving messages or communicating with each other. They are mainly in our brain and spinal cord and are connected to every part of our bodies. When we want to do something, like eat, talk, walk, watch, or see something, listen, or think, neurons are the cells that make all that happen. Any damage to any neuron cells in any part of the body might affect the ability of that part. Since our memories are stored in our brain, damage to the brain neurons responsible for memory will make it difficult to remember. But Grandpa used to remember me very well, and he did not have any accidents, so how did his brain neurons get damaged, Dad? Someone losing their memory is called dementia, son. Alzheimer's is the name of a specific type of brain disease that causes dementia. Scientists are still trying to understand all the causes of dementia so they can create a cure for it. So, Grandpa will not get better, Dad? Unfortunately, no, son. With this kind of illness things get worse over time. Until we find a cure that can stop or reverse the damage to the brain cells responsible for our memories, there is little we can do. The brain is a very complicated organ. When it gets damaged, it is not easy to know why or how because it is inside our skull or head. We cannot just see our brains through a looking window or through our nose or ears. It is well sealed and hidden. If someone breaks their arm or leg, we can see what the problem is and easily fix it in most cases. When it comes to the brain, not so much. With Alzheimer's disease, a plaque material builds up in the memory cells area of the brain and causes it to lose its ability to work as it should. Plaque is something like the food buildup on our teeth if we don't brush every day. We cannot brush plaque off our brain to make sure it is cleaned like we do for our teeth. Not yet at least. So that is why when plaque develops in the brain it is challenging to stop or reverse it. Can we at least prevent it, Dad? We might if we live a healthy lifestyle, like eat healthy food, exercise, live a balanced life and avoid stress. Alzheimer's is just one kind of brain disease, there are many others that could affect it. Like what, Dad? Epilepsy is another type of brain disease. It causes people who have it to have seizures, or uncontrolled movements of their arms or legs, and sometimes they lose consciousness. What causes it, Dad? Remember when I said the neurons in our brains communicate by electrical pulses and chemicals? Yes, Dad. Well, when there is more electrical activity than usual or normal, then that causes seizures. Is there a cure for it, Dad? Unfortunately, no, son. People who have it work with their neurologists or doctors like me to manage it, but we did not find a cure for it yet. Many of the brain diseases don't have cures, like migraine, multiple sclerosis, and Parkinson's disease. Some brain problems are not caused by a disease, but by direct injury to the head from playing rough sports, or falling and hitting the head, or getting a stroke. These are a lot of diseases, Dad. I don't know any of them, can you tell a bit more? Sure, son. Migraine is a terrible headache that happens frequently to some people. Multiple sclerosis causes difficulty in speaking, moving, and seeing because of damage to some brain cells and the spinal cord. Parkinson's disease causes difficulty in moving and controlling our muscles. A stroke happens when a vessel or blood pipe gets clogged, and the blood that carries the brain fuel, which is oxygen and sugar, cannot reach some part of the brain. If that happens, then brain cells will die or get damaged. If that part of the brain is responsible for speech, then the person will not be able to speak properly. If it is responsible for moving or seeing, then these things will not be possible to do as usual until the stroke is treated. Also, any injury to the head can affect the brain by a little or a lot, so we really must be careful and protect it as much as we can. So, should we wear helmets all the time, Dad? Not all the time, son. If we are doing something that could affect our head, then definitely yes. When we ride a bike or motorcycle or are on a worksite that requires a hard hat, then we should wear head protection. Some sports require head protection gear, others don't. We should choose the activities that are safe and healthy. What should I do to keep my brain healthy, Dad? Our brain is the command and control center of our body and our life, son. We should do everything we can to protect it and keep it healthy. We should eat food rich in fatty acids like fish, eggs, some types of nuts. We should sleep well at night, learn something new, read, solve puzzles, and maybe play chess or other strategy games. Also, never use drugs that your doctor did not prescribe for you. Illegal drugs are very dangerous and can severely damage the brain. There are things we should do and things we should avoid so we stay safe and healthy. So, Grandpa did not eat enough fish, Dad? Is that why he has dementia? I think he did eat enough fish, exercised and was doing well, son. However, many diseases of the brain don't have a direct cause and we just treat their symptoms, not the actual cause of the disease. What are symptoms, Dad? They are things we feel or see, or hear which make us uncomfortable, or feel sick, and could be caused by an illness. If someone has a headache, this is a symptom, or a feeling of head pain, that could be caused by something mild or serious. If someone sneezes, it could be a symptom of a cold, or flu, or just dust or pollen in the air that caused the sneeze. In many cases, illnesses have many symptoms, not just one. So, if someone sneezes, it doesn't mean they are sick. However, if they sneeze, feel very tired, have high temperature, are coughing, then they might have the flu. A doctor will diagnose the illness and give medicine if necessary. If necessary, Dad? We might not need medicine if we get sick? Our bodies are amazing, son. They can fight many kinds of illnesses and diseases on their own. When they cannot, medication is given to help, if that illness has medication. Some illnesses or diseases don't have medications that cure them, they just relieve symptoms and make the person feel better. Nate learned a lot about brain illnesses from his dad and wished he could help one day. That evening Nate had a dream. Next morning, he woke his dad up to tell him what saw. Good morning, Dad. I had a dream last night. Good morning, son. What did you see? I became a neurologist like you, Dad. I helped find a cure to all brain diseases. All of them, Nate? Yes, Dad. It is a pill that someone takes, and it resets the brain, just like when my computer hangs, and I restart it to make it work again. If the problem is seizures, it resets the brain's electricity, and everything works like normal again. If the disease is caused by bad or damaged cells, the pill will restore them, and muscles can work again. If it is plaque like what Grandpa has, it cleans the brain and removes the plaque, the brain works like new again. Grandpa was able to remember me in the dream, Dad. It was great. I hope you become a successful neurologist one day, son. I hope so too, Dad, can't wait.